Boot and rally, baby. Boot and rally, baby. Boot and rally all night long. Night was a warning. Should have seen it coming from the start. But that little liver could hold it so, but not quite like that heart. Yeah, yeah. I take wide strides for my size, you know I won't dispute it. And if it's something I ain't seen before, I shoot it. And if there's mezcal in her glass, I'll shoot it too. And sure, if there is something I ain't done before, don't do it. 'Cause it'll probably be the ruin of you.
If my buttons will work, we're going to do a live show here. Anywho, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Glick's House of Music. I know there's some kind of big event or something going on today. Maybe I can distract you guys for a little bit from that. I guess it's kind of a big deal. I don't know. Anywho, I'm Glick. This is Glick's House of Music. It is a part of the Nonsensical Network. If you're not already, go ahead and check us out. We are everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Shows live Sunday through Monday, Monday through Sunday on YouTube. And you can listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at, all at the Nonsensical Network. Or you can simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All them links are going to be there, including our merch store. Go ahead and check that out. All kinds of goodies there, including, ladies and gentlemen, it is getting cold out. Well, it's supposed to be getting cold out in some areas. We got hoodies. So you can get yourself a hoodie. Might as well get yourself two, because if you got your girl, she's going to take one. So, anywho, enough of my bullshit and my shenanigans. Welcome to the stage, my guest tonight, Miss Calli and The Boot and Rally. How's it going? Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's going well. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you being here. I always show a lot of love for you guys taking time out of your day, because I don't know what you got going on in your world, but you decided to come up here and hang out with me for a little bit, and I'm very grateful for that. Because I stumbled across you on the socials and I've become a fan. so I get to kind of fanboy out a little bit, because you're just an internet person to me, and now I get to hang out with you and have that little one-on-one.
That's what it's all about. I love that.
But yeah, welcome to the show. Right off the bat, I gotta ask you, because I felt like I've been saying it wrong the last about week and a half that I've been promoting on the live shows and whatnot. Calli and The Boot and Rally. Now, I'm nosy and I like to creep, so I know what The Boot and Rally is. But do you want to explain it, where the name came from?
Yes.
And the meaning behind it? And I love it.
I do get this question quite often, because, if you're not from the South or you're not privy to that term, people are like, what does that even mean? But, okay, so to boot and rally means to puke and then keep partying. But I would say it's a little more than just that grotesquerie. It's going full send. It's getting back up on the horse after you get knocked down. It's giving it your all. And I think that's the main message that we kind of wanted to portray. But yeah, just, full send. Don't stop.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. And I have not heard the phrase or seen the phrase. I'd almost forgotten about it since I was younger, growing up. Because I'm from Ohio. I'm born and raised here. I'm from Podunk, middle of nowhere. Just I call it a little booger on the map because that's what it looks like if you look up my hometown. And then I heard it again several years back when I first moved down. I was living in South Carolina for a while. And I heard somebody say it, and I was like, you just don't hear that anymore.
You don't.
So, and I think, from looking at your socials and the internet and stuff, that's kind of a way of life that you guys live by. You just fuck it, let it go and do what we're going to do.
Just do it. Go for it. Don't hold back. We get one life. I mean, really. You gotta shoot your shots.
Yeah. That's what the kids say these days. YOLO. I mean, I'm an old man, so what do I know? I've already put in my time on this crazy thing called life. I'm ready to get off this. I don't not going. I'm just ready to get off this ride because
dark turn.
this adulting stuff sucks. I keep telling my kids.
Retirement, maybe.
Yeah, I want to hit the lottery.
On the way to Mexico. Sounds great.
One of my co-hosts did that, actually. He's been down there for 20-some years.
Never looks back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just want to hit the lottery, buy a bunch of land, and just go and be left alone.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I'm going to tell my kids, enjoy being young while you have it, because, this adulting crap is seriously
Revel in it.
Yes.
Got to.
Responsibilities suck.
So,
but what I'm talking about. We were talking backstage and got a little pleasant surprise. You're a fellow Ohio. Yeah. From right up the road, not too far away from me. So, congratulations on being the first actual fellow Ohioan. And here you got out. You got out. Don't come back. Don't make the mistake that I did. Don't come back. Come back to visit. Definitely come back to visit if you got family and stuff still here. But don't make the move back. I'm trying to get back out. I got away for 10 years, and I was like, this is great. And then again, life said, nah. You had your fun. Time to go back to Ohio.
Reel you're back in.
Yeah, I got another 8 years on my Ohio sentence before I can get out. Maybe they'll let me out early on
good behavior.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see what happens. But and now you're all the way out on the other side. You really ran away. Like you really got the hell out of Dodge.
As far as I could go.
How long have you been doing music? Is this something you've been doing for a while, or did you just kind of go one day, hey, I think I want to sing some songs?
Let's see. At 23, I picked up a guitar when I was living in Florida. I bought. My neighbor used to hand build guitars, and I was always into singing, but never really played. And he was like, I got to get rid of this guitar. I hear you out there on your ukulele all the time, and I really want you to just have this guitar that he hand built himself. And he was like, I want to hear you playing it. And I used to sit out there on my lanai every single night teaching myself. And I joined a couple little folk bands and stuff when I was down there, but never really took it too seriously. Not till I moved out here to Seattle. But yeah.
Nice. How long you been out there so far?
I moved here in 2018.
Okay, you've been out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Got your wings under you out there in Seattle.
I think hopefully, I'm local now.
Yeah, hopefully you can avoid some of the crazy that's out there.
There's a lot to avoid.
Well,
I've been managing.
Hey, as long as we can get by at the end of the day. I was gonna say you said you did a little bit in the folk scene. You could definitely hear that in your song, and you have a very. I think that's what caught my ear, and I say this to everybody. It's more about the voice that first catches my attention because everybody I come across, it's Instagram. So any artists that are out there listening, if you're not on Instagram, get on Instagram and get your music out there. because my algorithm is great. I scroll, and half the time I'm just mindlessly scrolling, just like we do on our phones these days. And a voice will catch my ear, and then I've got to do the scroll back, hope it don't refresh, and try to find it and everything else. But that's usually what happens to me. I'm scrolling, and the singer's voice catches my ear, and I have to stop. And then I want to go and see what else they got going on. I really enjoy your voice. I think you have a very unique voice, a different sound, and that sounds from reading and looking on the interwebs, you guys are calling yourselves outlaw country, which is nice to see that there's a little bit of a resurgence in that. There's a few artists out there that seem to be bringing it back. Okay, I'm old. I'm not in my 40s, but I still grew up. My parents listened to like Willie and Waylon and all those guys.
Yep.
So it's like, hey, there's a nice little resurgency. I like it. So was that something that you planned to do, or is it just kind of happened?
Well, I think I've always kind of listened to like that Southern Gothic kind of spooky, darker folk. It's always piqued my interest since my teens, just because it was so niche, and especially back then. I mean, I'm kind of old too. I'm in my 30s, so it's been around, but it's hard to find unless you're kind of looking for that sound. And once I found it, I just couldn't get enough of it. I just kept consuming as much of that style and that genre as I could. I even got really into like the Southern Gothic literature and like all of that stuff. It's just very fascinating and like kind of lore-y, and I don't know, I like that. But yeah, I see a lot more resurgence of this like Gothic Americana coming back, and like it makes me so happy because it's always been a very close place in my heart.
Very, very close. Who are some of the artists that you enjoy or kind of look up to, as you start to kind of find this niche that you want to go into?
Yeah, for sure. I would say like old school, like Shovels and Rope. I think they're based out of like North Carolina. I've always loved them. Even like when Carrie Ann Hurst did her solo project before she formed the band, I was just in love with her voice and like the sound. Another similar band was like Holly Golightly and the Broke-Offs. Like I loved them. And they have like a very like 2-person like spooky folk. Yeah. And very inspired by that. Of course, I love like 16 Horsepower and like Woven Hand and all of those kind of like a little more true Southern Gothic stuff. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the classics too, like love Johnny Cash, love Highwaymen, love Townes Van Zandt. Like it just kind of is a pretty broad scope, I guess.
Yeah, just out there. No, there's definitely something about that style of music that almost like it almost entrances you. Like it sucks you in, and it, because there's, I kind of bounce all over the place. Just depends upon my mood. But I found myself in those wormholes before, and I read a little bit, and I usually fall down those rabbit holes because I like to get into the paranormal stuff like ghosts and legends and urban legends and cryptids and all that stuff, which that Gothic kind of falls in line there. So I usually find myself down those wormholes, and I'll be watching a YouTube video and somebody will be playing an artist or a band in the background or their intro, and I'm like,
you're like, what is that?
Who these? Yeah, who are these people? Yeah, I need to find them, and I want to listen to more of them.
Like True Detective. True Detective has some of the best soundtrack. Love that.
Oh my god, yeah,
so good.
Great show. But I need to watch the new season, by the way.
It's so good.
Great show.
So good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's so good, and it's very creepy. You'll love it.
Yeah, I heard that it was really good. I just haven't had, what? I got the weekend to myself this weekend. I'm being left unsupervised for the weekend. Maybe I'll, because my fiance and I, we watch shows together, and I know that's because I've told her, you should watch this. I'll start it over with you because, the first couple seasons were so good. I'm like, I'll start it over with you. She's like, nah. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. I'll watch the new season. I'll have to make a reminder because
you will not be disappointed. It's almost my favorite so far.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to make a note so I remember to watch it and check it out. I'll have to let you know what I think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love that stuff. And then you hear that music on the shows or different documentaries or whatever, and then it's like, well, now I have to find out who they are. And again, it's a new way to get introduced to new artists or new bands that you may not have heard of before, and all of a sudden you've got a new band. Which once you, I think anybody who is actively on social media, the algorithm can become your own worst enemy, but also your new best friend at the same time. So, sometimes it beats you over the head to death with things, and it's just like, all right, I get it. I looked at it a couple times. All right, I liked 2 videos with pit bulls in it. That's not all I want to see anymore. Not that I don't like pit bulls, but like I'm good. I'm good here. Yeah. How long have you now? I'm assuming the Boot and Rally is that your band, or okay? We'll make sure you're not the entirety of the. Like I am Calli.
No, there's a whole band. Yeah.
How long have you guys been together and been doing music?
Well, we've kind of moved some members around since we began, but I guess we started, what was it, it was the beginning of COVID, 2020. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, we've moved some people around. We had a keyboardist. Now we're working with a new banjo player, a harmonica player. I'm looking at a new pedal steel player. Actually, I need to send him some tracks this week, but I'm excited to have him on board.
Nice. Moving and shaking.
Moving and grooving.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. We got anything coming out? Anything new on the horizon? Anything that you're impatiently waiting to put out to the public? Because I know I will speak for myself here. I am definitely waiting for more music. I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
I'm really excited. So we were going to drop an album, but we decided to wait until the spring just because releasing during the holidays gets really complicated. People are moving around, traveling. It's just not super ideal. So we're looking for an album release in the beginning of March. Okay. And then we'll have our next single coming out just before Thanksgiving. I don't know how much you want me talking about the song, but I definitely like Spitfire. You'll definitely like this song. It's very Bonnie and Clyde themed.
Okay.
Probably our most traditional country song off the album. A little heartbreak kind of ballad thing going on there. But yeah, it's good. It's fun. But she's definitely up tempo and still has that Boot and Rally spirit that we strive for.
There we go. So I'll be looking forward to that here in the next couple of weeks. And there's nothing wrong with a good country heartbreak song, sad song. I've talked about that with other guests. Sometimes you don't even have to be going through a heartbreak or be sad or anything like that. Sometimes you just want to hear some old school sad country music just because it's and a lot of times it's the stories behind them. I think that's what I miss about growing up. The bands that I grew up listening to and the artists I grew up listening to, they told stories. Now I sound like the old curmudgeon that I'm becoming.
No, you're so
right. Today's music is just, let's get into a studio and punch it into AI and put a hook on it and a beat and then that's it. You say the same words 14 times in 3 minutes with a little catchy hook or whatever, and you throw it out there and Sam kids eat it up, man. But
it definitely tells quite a story. Kind of gets a little emotional there at the end, but it's definitely, yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's Bonnie and Clyde-esque, I mean, anybody that knows the story of Bonnie and Clyde, I mean, it's you're almost rooting for them at the end of the day.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm definitely be looking forward to that. Since I've heard Spitfire and I've listened to it, God knows how many times. And congratulations, by the way, you guys hit 10K plays 15K
Yeah, we
plays
actually
or
just
something
hit
like that?
15. I checked it yesterday and it hit 15.
Yeah.
So I was excited.
Yeah, congratulations on that. That's awesome. What's that like for you? You know, just kind of.
Wasn't expecting it. We didn't really put out a whole lot of marketing or anything for it. So I guess the algorithm just kind of took it and ran.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful that it's getting out to people. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on it. People are they're like, when's more? They're like, we want more. So
yeah, you gave us a little appetizer. Now we're, you know, the people who are enjoying it and who like it, we're waiting for the entree, the main course. You know, the baby birdies are hungry. You got to feed it.
Yeah, we're excited. We're super excited for the next song. I think everyone's gonna really like it. So
I'm definitely looking forward to it. At the end of the day, definitely ready for more. I was when I come across Spitfire, I was like, then it's like, oh, this is all they have. This isn't nice. This is not cool. you can't just tease us like that. so definitely looking forward to that. Do you guys get around and get the opportunity to do gigs and stuff like that? Is that something that you enjoy doing if you get to do it?
Yeah, we've played a couple local shows. When we filmed the music video for Spitfire, we actually went down there and played a full set before we did the shooting. That was like the kind of agreement we had made with the bar. They're like, you got to put on a show for us, but then you can do whatever you want afterwards. And yeah, we are planning to book more shows coming up soon. My guitarist is currently just got surgery on his hand for some carpal tunnel thing going on. But yeah, once he's back on the mend, we're going to start doing some shows. We had one booked for the 30th, but we had to cancel, sadly, because he's just not up in time.
Just because you got one hand, that's not an excuse. The drummer of Def Leppard was one of the greatest drummers of all times, and he only had one arm.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Boot and Rally guitar player. Come on, buddy. Boot
Come on, brother.
No. So actually that little bar where you guys shot the video at, that looks like my kind of place. I love those little hole in the wall, just everybody knows everybody. I love those places.
Well, so when we were scouting for places to shoot the video, I knew what I wanted. I had that old country dive bar idea in my head. And I was just pretty much on the Google Maps, just like looking at bars in the middle of nowhere. And we had pinned a couple of them, and we were driving, and we had stopped to go to a thrift store. And we parked right in front of Bucksnort, which is the pub we filmed it in. Because originally I had seen it on the map, and I was like, Bucksnort, that's a ridiculous name. We laughed about it. And then we happened to be in front of it, and we were like, whoa, should we just like go in there since we're like literally across the street?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the inside of the bar looked like or anything. So we just like went in to check it out. The second I walked in, I was like, this is it. This is where we're filming it. And we just sat down at the bar and talked to one of the bartenders who connected us with the owner. And they were like, yes, we would love that. And we said everything. And then we shot it a few months later.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
It was kismet.
Right? You know, we say it all the time around here. You know, you always land in the spot you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. You know, everything happens for a reason. So the cool thing about the video was towards the end, it was almost like, and you go back to the sound and putting people in trances. It almost looked like, you know, as they were dancing around, it was just like, I've seen this before. a little hocus pocus action.
A little bewitching of the townspeople. We loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, was that something you wanted to go for? Or does that just kind of come about?
Yeah, that was kind of like the loose idea. I was like, we'd just stroll into town, stir up a storm, and then just quietly exit down the street. And everyone really turned out for it. Like, everyone had such a good time. We probably were there for like 8 hours shooting. And people were having a good time. A couple of people got a little too drunk. They had to be escorted out of the bar. Yeah,
Uh,
it was a hoot. We had a good time.
Sounds like a normal Wednesday night for one of those small town bars. Yeah. Frank and Larry get a little too hammered. Local PD come and take them home. I'm from a small town. I know how this goes.
Yep.
I may have been the poor bastard one or two times that got the escort home from the sheriff's deputy. Come on, Glick, let's get you home, big boy.
I've definitely been thrown out of a few bars in my time.
Like I say, I've never been thrown out. I've never been thrown out of a bar, which I guess is a good thing. I've thrown a lot of people out of bars. I did bounce for a few years, but I've never been thrown out. I have been asked politely to call it a night. Well, at least in my head, it was politely. I don't know how it went down, but I left on my own accord.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. I think that's really cool when you can tell in the video that it's not all Hollywooded up. You know, it's true. It's real. It's kind of adds a gritty, raw edge to it that makes it that much more enjoyable to do. Do you guys write collectively together, or do you write your music, or?
I would say me and my producer did a lot of collaborating on the first album. I probably will not be producing the next album with the same producer, but I would say for the most part, I write a lot of my own melodies, all the lyrics, kind of the musical direction of the whole thing. Yeah.
Where do you draw your inspiration to write from?
I have this really bad habit of like picking up old Western novels and going to sit in the bar. And I sit there and I, will take notes and take inspiration from certain things. But I guess really everywhere, a lot of life experience I draw from, like I feel like for the young person that I am, I've seen some shit in my life. So I know I would say a culmination of, what I see in books, my personal life. Yeah.
You can't go wrong there. And there's nothing wrong with reading a classic old Western because a lot of I'm personally not a reader myself. The books that I do read, I think it's because I have like serious ADHD, ADD, and there's always constantly squirrels or shiny objects that distract me. But when I do read books, they're usually like I said, it's usually more towards like the paranormal stuff. So like every story is different, so it can keep my attention. But I know my fiance, she's a big reader, but she reads a lot of the what is it? What do they call it on TikTok? Spicy book talk.
TikTok, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
the spicy book. Like, yeah. Sometimes she starts telling me about it. I'm like, geez, Louis.
You're like, that is
what is going on? Yeah, what is going on in that book? Read Dr. Seuss or something. Read the Bible. He's like, you need Jesus. So there's nothing wrong with reading a good classic Western. Now I do enjoy it. I don't read, but I'll watch the hell out of some Western movies.
Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones.
I say it all the time. This is actually a really cool question to ask. If you could go back in time, and this is again squirrel moment. This is how my brain works. 1,000 miles an hour, all the time. If you could go back in time, what era of time would you go back to?
I think you know the answer.
I think I already know the answer, but still, yeah. That's all. Yeah.
The best partner.
Yeah. That's what I've always said. I'm like, if I could ever go back, I want to go back to like the Wild West, man. I want to be a gunslinger. I want to be
or I can just walk onto a piece of land and be like, "This is mine now, damn it."
Yeah. I claim this here land mine.
Yep. Exactly.
I want to be like a gunslinger. Yeah, I'll shoot you dead, and it's legal.
Yep. Yeah. What, if you're gonna put up a wanted poster? Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I've always said I want to be like a gunslinger or an old law dog or something like that. Like, there's nothing better than in the westerns. The new marshal comes down and walks in the saloon and he's just got that badass strut and everybody goes quiet because they know better. and one of my favorite lines, and I say it all the time from Tombstone, when Wyatt goes after the Cowboys, you tell him I'm coming and hell's coming with me. I love that attitude. Like, yes. I can't do that. I mean, I can walk around with 2 guns on my hip like I'm Wyatt Earp here today, but then people look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love that.
Hey, man.
No. Hey, you know, we could use a hard reset though.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Take us back to our roots. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Just a tad. Just take the internet away from these kids for about 3 months.
just a little reboot. That's all we need.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be mad at it.
No.
I would not be mad at it at all in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, no, I do. I'm a sucker for a Western. Even some of the newer ones. They've done some really good new ones that have been out there. And I'm like, here I am. I'll be on the couch for the next 4 hours because I found out that this movie has a sequel. So now I have to
do it. You gotta
watch them both.
Even the one that the 1883 from Yellowstone. I didn't watch any of the other Yellowstones. I did watch 1883. It was really good. It was really good. I was super impressed.
I do want to check that one out, but I have tried with Yellowstone. I have tried, and as much as I love Kevin Costner, and as great as Costner is, and old boy that plays Rip, I like him as a cowboy. Now, granted, I was introduced to him as Matthew McConaughey's best friend, oh God, what was that movie? Shit, I lost my train of thought. That damn stoner movie that McConaughey was in. They were high schoolers. I done lost it.
It's that's the thing about high school girls. What is it? Dazed and Confused.
Yes, Dazed and Confused. There we go. That's where I was introduced to Rip. But I like his character. I like Kevin Costner. I cannot, for the life of me, as much as I try, I cannot get into. I just can't get into Yellowstone.
Yeah, I tried seasons. I couldn't. I didn't have it. It's nope.
And I'm sorry for any of you Yellowstone fans out there, but I would love to smack Beth Dutton in the. Yeah, I want to smack Beth Dutton in the face with a sack of bricks. I cannot stand her.
Crazy lady.
She is something else. But yeah. Sorry, Yellowstone fans. I've tried multiple times. I just can't do it. You know, I just and it's like, damn you, Kevin Costner. and I did that new movie Horizon, and I haven't even attempted that because everybody who's watched it is like, it's bad. It's 3 hours of your life. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but everybody. Yeah, it's. I think it's like a 2-part movie, and they're both 3 hours long. I'm like, oh, jeez, I don't got that. I don't got that type.
I also have ADHD. I don't got the attention span for that.
No, I drive my fiance crazy because when we're watching TV or something, I'm on my phone. But I told her, I'm still paying attention to TV.
I need that extra bit of stimulation.
Yeah, but I gotta. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna fall asleep, or I get fidgety, and then I drive her crazy because my leg's going 100 miles an hour, and I'm shaking the whole couch. Just like I'm losing here, no matter where I go. You got to help me out. So, I'm paying attention to the movie and the television show, but I've got to have something to draw my attention away. Speaking of like movies and television, when you're not doing music, and I'm assuming that currently right now you still do the 9 to 5 thing. You still got the regular job.
It's more like 10 hours a day.
Well, just working our life. Are you hoping to reach a point to where you can do music full time, or is this just?
That would be the goal. I mean, as much as I love working for this dealership, I do just would love to be able to 100% like buckle down, tour a little more, get my name out there, check out some other states, maybe get on some festival lineups. That would be a total dream.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would be cool. I was talking about that with one of my other guests, and like festivals seem to be like that anymore. That it's like that ultimate get, you know. And as a fan, you know, the smaller acts. One of the cool things about the festivals and why I enjoy. Obviously, you go because their headliners are Guns N' Roses and you know Godsmack and whoever else it is, but you get to maybe come across acts you may not have ever heard of before, and you might become a fan of. But those smaller acts, they do their set, and then they're down in the crowd. They're watching just like you because they're fans. So
I love
yeah, I've been to a couple festivals where there was a band that I had already kind of knew of and was a fan of, and wanted to see them play. And then later on that day, I'm look over and the singer standing beside me for the main stage. And then I get to talking to him or you know whatever, shoot the shit. It's just like, oh, cool. And now they've since gone on to be bigger, but like, hey, I hung out and had a few beers with that guy once upon a time. But I
it.
think that's
Is
a really
real.
cool thing about
We
the
went
festivals.
to my producer and I went to Big Sky in Montana
Okay.
back in 2021, and we ran into like Paul Cawthon like out in the crowd running around. If you don't know who he is, oh my gosh, you would love him. He puts on a killer show.
The
Huge
name
fan.
sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he rocks. But yeah, it is. I love those kind of festivals, especially when they're like off on a farm somewhere. You get to meet all these cool locals and like these smaller acts that like I would have never heard of if I didn't just hang around the stage from the start of the festival and check out these people. And it's just like there's so much talent brimming. It's just so inspiring.
That is one thing for sure. The talent pool for music is, you know, you got your out there, but you know, there's a lot of unheard talent that is a lot of artists out there that are just absolutely amazing. Again, this is why I do this show here. You know, hopefully, you know, get some eyes and ears on people that maybe they might like a certain type of music, and then they hear you on here with me and hear your music, and they're like, well, let me go check her out some more. You know, check them out and see what they're doing. But if you ever tour out this way, you guys are out in Ohio, you have to let me know and I'll make sure I'm there.
Absolutely. I know my family's been harassing me. They're like, come play a show in Columbus, come to Ohio. And I'm like, it's not on my immediate to-do list, but I will try to work that out.
Say we got a couple nice venues right across the street from where I work down in the Arena District now.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh, it's brimming. There's so many. I low-key miss the Columbus music scene. It's not. See, I mean, I'm sure 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the Seattle music scene was peak.
oh yeah.
It's not, what it used to be. I mean, I grew up in Columbus and like I was like kind of like a little punk rocker, or thought I was. I wanted to rebel. And there was just so much community and like the music scene out there and house shows and all the record shops down there. Like it's definitely the place to be if you like music.
There still is. I mean, it's just gotten bigger. I'm down in the Arena District every day, and we've got the Music Bar and Kimba. They're right beside each other.
Oh yeah, Kimba.
Yeah, and then there's another place, I can't remember the name of it. That's right up the road. It's right off of High Street. But there's a bunch of venues. Oh, yeah. No, the Newport will.
Wait, do they even call? I don't think they call it that anymore, do they?
It's gonna always be the Newport to me.
Same.
I seen Tech 9 there when I was like 20, 21, and I was the only white guy there, and I was like, definitely way out of place here, but it was fun. I had a great time. I'm a big fan of Tech. A couple songs in, people realize, okay, he knows what he's doing. I'm an old school hip hop head. Like I said, I like all genres of music, but I am an old school hip hop head as well. So, but it'll always be the Port, just like the, I think Alrosa is still there.
My uncle actually owns Alrosa.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Small world. Yeah, I remember when the whole dime bag thing happened. It was just
Yep.
the worst.
Yeah, I've been there so many times.
It's a cool venue. It's cool.
Yeah, man. It's a great venue to see a concert. It's it's a fun time. That's so cool that your uncle owns it.
Small world. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, we still have our old stomping grounds, but there's a bunch of new things. There's a bunch of new places. There's a new bar that just opened up out here by me. It's called Big Stands, and they just built this big, beautiful outdoor stage. And I'm like, I have an idea here in a year, maybe probably 2 years, that I want to try to put together my own like little music festival and invite, former guests of the show to come and be a part of it and whatnot. But I'm like, I want to do it here because it's outdoors, it's out in the country. He's got this big, beautiful stage. They've got a really cool freaking bar. They've just added a kitchen and everything like that. They want to put a campground around it. I'm like, this would be ideal at the end of the day. So I'm working with a former guest that we've become really close with, kind of sort of getting the ins and outs about. I got to actually have a sit down conversation with them, but they're busy about how to go about looking at putting together a music fest, because I want to do a full 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend thing. Like, it just bring people from everywhere and have all different types of music and everything like that. He's like, oh, I'll help you out as much as I can. And they've been in the business for a long time. So that's a little goal / dream of mine that I would like to achieve here in the next few years. But yeah, that's a cool thing. And one thing that's kind of disappointing is I got all this great talent in my own backyard, but I can't get any of them on my show.
Come on, guys.
So Central Ohio musicians on Facebook, if you're watching, I'm talking to you. Kind of lost my train of thought. I went off on a tangent. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. When you're not doing music and you're not working 1 million hours a week, because that's what we do, we slave away to the man, anymore. What do you like to do? What do you like to get into? What do you like to do to cut loose and unwind?
I love skateboarding.
Really?
Yeah. It's like my outlet. I'll put like 5 miles on my skateboard. I'll just go from like one end of the city to the other and back, and I'll look down by the waterfront. I put like chunky longboard wheels like on my skateboard with some risers. So because our sidewalks suck here. They're terrible. But yeah, I would say that. I mean, I love going camping. I love hiking. I just love like getting out
of the house, and
yeah,
you gotta watch out for Bigfoots out there.
He's out there. He is out there. And I've been hearing more and more stories about people who live in like rural Washington and like helicopters hovering around their house. And there's like whole conspiracies that they're trying to chase him out. And I'm like, I'm low key glad I live in the city. I don't have to worry about Bigfoot at least.
Yeah. Well, if the guys were here to tell you that, they would tell you you're being interviewed by a Sasquatch right now. All the guys on the network call me a Sasquatch. So you can tell. I sat down and talked to one. They're actually pretty cool.
We got them on footage.
Yeah. They call me a big Sasquatch all the time. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, I do live in Sasquatch country at the end of the day. So so you just skate, just ride around, skate, or are you doing any like tricks or anything like that? Or
I'll occasionally go to the skate park. There's not a lot downtown near me. Like I have to go way out to Cap Hill to find one. So I don't really tend to go to the skate park. There used to be a really cool one at the Space Needle. They kind of revamped it. I don't really like it as much now. But yeah, I'll be out and about sometimes. I feel like I kind of missed out this summer. I've just been so busy with like launching all the band stuff, like working on social media stuff, working on another video that's going to be coming out in the spring. So I kind of missed out on my good season of skate because, we're in full on rain season now.
I was going to say, you guys are getting all the rains and And then before you know it, it'll be cold.
It is. It was cold out earlier. It was like 40 degrees. I'm like, I'm not ready for this. Why did I leave Florida?
I've been asking myself that the last 6 years. Why did I leave Charleston? It was so nice down there in the winter. Yeah. I miss going to the beach on Christmas Day. Now that you could get in the water, I mean, even though it was nice and warm outside, the water still got cold, but you can still go to the beach and enjoy it on Christmas or New Year's or, whatever. But now it's like, man, I'll just stay inside, I'll become a mean old grizzly bear in the wintertime because I can't get outside as much as I'd like.
Now I'll be doing my hermit things, reading my books.
Hibernating away for the winter.
Yeah.
I just have this vision of you on your skateboard and your cowboy hat, just
with the boots and everything.
Yeah, with your boots and everything, just in full on Western apparel, just roller skating down the side.
Not enough of them. There's not enough of them. Let me tell you.
I can't afford a horse, but I could buy a skateboard.
But I got a skateboard.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's not like that'd be the strangest thing you'd see in Seattle. You on a skateboard in your boots and hat.
Yeah. People wouldn't even bat an eye.
It'd be kind of a normal thing to see. Like, yeah, well, could be worse.
Yeah, literally. They'd be like, well, not the goofiest thing I've seen all day.
Yeah, right. I just can't get that image out of my head. and you don't look like you look like you're a tiny little thing. So like, yeah. So already just this image.
Just me on my deck.
Yeah, yeah, right. And one of my Blaze, don't get any ideas. one of my guys is in here. Blaze, he does a lot of our videos and AI and digital content and stuff like that. He's been getting into that, and I can already hear the wheels turning if he's still watching. He's like,
he's over there like, yes.
Skateboard riding cowgirl in Seattle.
I'm such an oxymoron. I do love it though. I like keeping people guessing.
Hey, you know what? You're true to yourself, and that's the best thing. At the end of the day, you're like, fuck it, this is me. Take it or leave it. I don't give a damn.
Sorry.
Yeah. Just tell them, it's all right. I'm from Ohio. We don't know what we are. We don't know if we're
now are using Ohio as like some sort of insult. I don't know. I don't get it. I can't keep up with it.
I've been trying to figure that out myself, like that skibbity bebop, Rizzy Dizzy, Ohio, something or another.
Explain it to me like I'm 5. I don't get it.
I asked my kids, and they looked at me like I had special needs, and I'm like, I mean, we joke a lot here on the network, and we say we call Ohio Northern Florida, or we call Florida Southern Ohio, because they're basically becoming one and the two anymore.
They're the same place. Ohio man is the same as Florida man now.
Yeah, it really is. It's crazy. We do a news show on here that we call What the Fuck News, and it's basically just news stories that make you say what the fuck. We do it on Wednesday nights, and most of our stories are either like, I had to tell my co-host, can we get out of Ohio and Florida, because like there's got to be other ignorant people in this world other than just, there's no way they put all the dumb people in two places.
I really think it's because there's a lot of snowbirds from Ohio that go down to Florida. When I lived there, I used to run into people from Ohio all the time, and I'm like, what's happening? Why are you all here? And they're like, I'm a snowbird. I come down here for the winter. I'm like, oh, did you?
So we can still blame Florida. Then we can blame Florida and say they're infecting us, good people from Ohio.
Exactly.
With their Floridiacy.
Floridiacy. Oh, I love that. I've never heard that. That's hilarious.
Oh God, I don't get me wrong. I love Florida, but I treat Florida like I treat New York. New York City. Great to visit, but don't stay too long.
Don't
You
say
know,
too much.
I've got friends. I've got friends down in Tampa. I've got a lot of friends down in the Tampa area. It's kind of become my quote unquote second home. You know, I'm finding myself rooting for.
Tampa's cool as hell. Ybor City is so cool. So freaking cool, dude.
I've been down to, I got to go down to Tampa a couple years. Well, shoot, what's it been? 4 or 5 years? Well, 4 or 5 years ago, I got to go down, maybe 5 years now. Shortly after my wife and I split, all my friends were like, dude, you get out of Charleston, get a week away, come down. We'll show you around. You'll have a good time. I was like, I don't know, man. I can't really take time off work, blah, blah, blah. They finally convinced me. So I took a week and a half off work and jumped in my car. I took the week off, just said, hey, I'll see you guys Thursday. They're like, all right, we got you. And I went down there for about a week, a little over a week. And man, I had so much fun in Tampa. Ybor was a blast. We went, we spent we went down there 2 nights in a row because we went down there for, I got friends that are comedians and musicians and fellow podcasters and stuff like that. We went and seen some open mics with some of the, I loved Ybor. I couldn't live down there, but if I ever get back down there, I would love to go down and spend another couple nights in Ybor because it was so much fun. I mean, you leave one bar and go a block down the road. You leave a comedy bar, you go a block down the road and you can listen to some live music. And, but I had a lot of fun. Tampa's cool. I had fun, but I couldn't live there. I couldn't do it. You know,
Yep.
the heat's one thing. I could get used to the heat, I think. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the heat. I'm not a big fan of the cold. I like this time of year that we're in right now, like spring, fall, where it's 50s in the morning and like 70s in the afternoon. Like I like that. It's the people.
100%. That's why I left.
Yeah. And basically, you have free reign to shoot people in Florida at will. It's like the Wild West down there. So, I mean, I would rack up quite the list just because.
Right, that's why I was like, I got to go or I'm going to cop an assault charge. I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. They'd just be like, it's a normal day in Ybor. You're fine. Oh, Blaze said, throw weed in there, and he's your number one fan. The cowgirl skater.
I used to grow weed for 2 years when I lived in Colorado. So there you go, my dude. I got you.
I think Blaze might have just fallen in love. I think Blaze was out in Colorado for a little while too, working in that industry. What's up, Lazy Shaman? I see you down there, brother. No, great place to visit. I had a lot of fun. Every time I've been down to Florida, I've had a lot of fun, but I could not wait to leave because after a week, 2 weeks, it's just like, all right, now I'm done. I've had enough of the people. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Blaze. Well, he was in Oregon, not Colorado. I knew you were somewhere selling weed, selling it, growing it, buying it, whatever it is. But oh, I lost my train of thought again. That's what happens.
Florida. Yeah. It took me 4 years and I was like, all right, I'm out. I did what I needed to do here. I'm leaving. And I went straight to Colorado.
You're a bit of a slow learner there. It took you 4 years.
It took me 4 years. And I was like, I got to live on a farm where there's just nobody around me.
Right? I don't blame you. I cannot wait for the day until I can just buy. I mean, ideally, I would like to have at least 100 acres, but the dream is like 500-600 acres. And just put a house on it and
commune, start a cult.
Yeah. Well, I easy. The guys already accused me of trying to start a cult as it is. We're on the same page. I think I have my first follower.
It's called sustainability now.
Yeah, exactly. No, I always joke, man. If I ever hit the lottery, I'm buying like 500-600 acres. I'm gonna give each one of the kids like 20 acres. I've got 3 kids of my own, and my fiance, she's got 2 boys. And so we'll give each one of the kids like 10, 20 acres, give them X amount of dollars to build a house. And then we'll give your mom and dad a little plot of land and build them a house, a little ranch that works out for them. So they don't have to. And I said, we'll just have our own little family community right there. I mean, we can put them on the, spread everybody out so we're not on top of each other. But just get the hell away from the world. I mean, granted, they have all the necessities, quote unquote, but because I gotta have a studio out there so I can still do this, which I have to have internet and all that crap. But that's it, man. I'm gonna hit the lottery one of these days. That's when I can finally just be like, peace out. I'm done working.
I'm out. Catch me on the flip
I'm
side.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to see me? Tune in to the podcast. Just be done with it. Do you enjoy the travel? It sounds like you've kind of bounced around all.
Yeah, I'm it seems like every 4 to 6 years I'm like in a different place.
You just get bored and
next.
Yeah. Just get like bored and it's like, all right, I want to see something new,
Normally it's like a job that takes me out, but this time I think the boredom is going to get me first. Because I love my job and I love working for Harley. I think it's a super cool culture and brand, but
yeah,
some about the South is still calling me back. I'm like, maybe
I feel you on that.
In the swamp. I don't know. Swamp witch is calling my name.
I'm right there with you. I would love to live down in the bayou area or somewhere like that, down in New Orleans or something like that. I'm with you. That's why I joke around. I'm counting my days until I can get back down south. Born and raised here. This place has never felt like home to me. I don't know what I truly don't know what my connection is with Charleston, but from the first day I moved down there, when we initially left, it was like I finally felt like I was home. I don't know what it is, but yeah, the South, I love it down there. So I told her, I said, when Cash, my youngest one, when he graduates, and I would love to go back to Charleston, maybe Tampa. I don't know how long I could. I would give it the old college try.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't know why, but I said Galveston, and I don't really like anything. It's not that I don't like Texas. I just don't like Texans. They're a little pretentious.
Just a little bit.
But anywhere down south, Louisiana, somewhere in that area, I would like to be down south, and I want to be on the coast. I want to be on the water.
Yeah, I need to have the water. I'm a Pisces. I got to be around some sort of water. That's what I didn't like about Ohio. I just felt so trapped. I mean, same with Colorado, too. Yeah. Just stuck.
Yeah, kind of closed in. I mean, we got Lake Erie. Might catch a disease or find a dead body. But yeah, no, I love being close to the water or by the water. It's a very calming effect for me. Puts me in my happy place. So it's like, yeah, I don't care where we go, as long as it's in the South and as long as it's along the coast, and I'll be happy.
Simple man, simple pleasures.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing. The guys call me simple too, but I think for a different reason. Just your neighborhood big dumb animal. That's all. Don't mind me.
Just your local Sasquatch.
Yeah, just your friendly neighborhood Sasquatch. I'm not even that big. Yeah, bigger than all them, but nonetheless. This happens all the time. I just get like kind of tossed off and yeah, fuck it. We'll just do whatever we do. I try to come with questions and try to have some kind of idea of what I'm doing, but that doesn't always go as planned.
I mean, that means it's flowing. It's good. The energy is good.
Oh yeah, that's you said you work for Harley. The great thing about Harley is they're literally everywhere. I mean, so you could still stay with Harley and maybe be like, hey, we got a Baton Rouge Harley that I could go work at.
Voodoo Harley?
Yeah, Voodoo Harley. Yeah, there you go. My fiance, every time because we've got, what the hell do we have here? We've got Youngstown, Delaware, somewhere else that we drive by on a regular. She's like, we need to stop in there so I can get my Harley chip.
Oh yeah, your little poker chips. You gotta get them. Collect them all.
Yeah, she's
adult.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think it's Adventure Harley. No.
I think we do have a. Like I said, there's one in Delaware, Sunbury, whatever you want to call it.
Sunbury.
Same damn place.
Youngstown
has one. Yeah, Youngstown has one, which nobody ever wants to go to Youngstown for anything. Let's be honest. We just have to drive through it because she's from PA, so we have to drive through Youngstown to get to where she's from. But we have another one too. Where the hell is the other one at? I know we've got more than 3 in Ohio, but I'm like, I mean, there ain't much to go in there.
Just pop right off the freeway. They're always very, very conveniently.
Yeah, they're right on the freeway. Yeah, I'm like, just go in and get your chip and get out before they try to sell us a bike. I'll wait in the car.
They're on it too.
Yeah, and I mean, I am not the biggest of Harley fans. Sorry, but I've always liked Indians, and I think Harley just bought them out or something. I don't know. Somebody said something about it.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
But I love the Indians. Always been a fan of Indian. That's what I want to get. It's just like, Harleys are so expensive.
We almost bought an Indian from a Harley dealership. We're buying a Harley.
I want one. Yeah, I want an Indian. I do. I had a crotch rocket when I was younger. Now I'm too old and I got back problems to be riding around on a crotch rocket.
Well, sport bikes are all the craze nowadays. I'm just old school, I guess.
I just want a big cruiser. I want a big big cruiser that we can both get on. Yeah,
just relax, do the driving for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want. My old man's lazy. My pops, he's old. He's into the gold wings and triked out. And
oh yeah, all triked out. Yeah, dude.
And it's just like
he's got
yeah, he's got like air conditioning and heat on it and satellite radio. And I'm like, does it come with a free blowjob too? Like, you're supposed to be riding a motorcycle. Yeah, I'm like, good Lord. No, I would love to get a big guy. So, do you? Now, this is probably a silly question on my end, but I'm assuming you have your own bike and you ride, or does your significant other have one? And
she got totaled in an accident.
Oh no!
So, currently bikeless. But once riding season starts again, there's no point in buying a bike now. I'll probably wait till March.
There you go.
But yeah, I got my eye on this Wide Glide. See, I'm like old school. Like I want a pre-2000s bike. I like my Dynas. I don't know. I'll probably end up getting a bike. Come spring.
Probably.
Nope.
So you're getting one. You already got your eye on one. Don't lie.
I got my eye on it.
Now, do you get a giant oversized bike that makes you look awkward because on it, or do you have one that fits you accordingly?
I think that's the reason I like the Wide Glides. I know they're like a kind of a wider body, but I do like the way that I sit on them. It is very comfortable. Yeah. Like I'm upright, not like lurching forward the whole time. And I can get the handlebars extended to be closer to me. I do like the little Sportsters, like as far as how I sit on them, but I just think don't hate me for saying this. I think they're ugly. I think they're super ugly. I mean, like we're talking like old school sporties, so cool. Yeah. New ones are just not my vibe. Street bob, not my vibe. It's just not for me.
Hey, we like what we like. Like I said, I would love a big I like the older Indians. There's a couple newer ones that I've seen that I like, but I like the older ones. I'm with you there on the older bikes.
Yeah.
My uncle used to have this. God, it was and this was only 10 years or so ago. I think it was like an 80s model Gold Wing, but it was all decked out, for the 80s. And this son of a bitch, for as old as it was, literally looked like it came off the showroom. I mean, it was in just perfect condition. I mean, it was pink or purple. I don't know, look pink. But we used to make fun of him for that. But nonetheless,
that's the dream.
Yeah, but it was a clean ass bike for as old as it was. It was like, damn, where the hell did you find this hiding at? Because it was low mileage and stuff. I'm like, nice.
Yeah, that's those hardcore people. They keep their bike locked up, covered, winterized. They keep it perfect.
That'd probably be
me. Those things are worth so much more when they keep them in good condition like that. So.
So you said you got into an accident.
I was not on the bike.
Somebody else wrecked it.
Yeah. It was pretty traumatic, honestly, actually.
The bike or the person?
Both. I mean, the bike was completely totaled. Yeah, the frame was totally bent. He was not in good shape.
Hopefully he's recovered.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
or recovering.
Yeah. I'm sure anytime he'll be getting back on a bike.
Get back up on that horse.
Got a food rally, baby. That's what it's about.
Yeah. You gotta people, whether riders themselves or other idiots on the road, man, people just, unfortunately, I see a lot more riders today that have no respect for the bikes. And usually they're the loudest ones about, look twice, save a life. Like, bro, you're doing 125 in a school zone.
Yeah.
Like, no, calm down. But yeah, it is a lot of the younger riders don't have the same respect that some of the older riders have grown up with and been around and seen, and that's kind of scary. You see some of these accidents and stuff like that could very easily be avoided, and so. But glad everybody's okay and recovering. I mean, that's the most important thing. The bike can be replaced at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you want to. Probably want to strangle him a little bit.
Hey, that's what you get insurance for, and make sure you get gap insurance. That's all I'm saying. The gap insurance is what's going to save your ass.
Hey, my fiance and I were just talking about that today when some jackass blew a red light, and I had to contemplate for a split second: do I T-bone this idiot or do I not T-bone this idiot?
Yeah,
I was like,
that's exactly how it is.
Like, yeah, it was a little split second decision. I realized that the car was older than dirt and not worth that much, which means they probably didn't have the best insurance. And I have a newer car, and thank God I have gap insurance. I will never buy a car without it.
You have to buy gap.
I had a friend who went out and bought a brand new truck, and 6 months later totaled it and didn't have the gap insurance and was stuck with that payment on that truck and that loan. And I'm like, nope, never gonna do that. If I ever buy new, when I buy new, I'll pay the extra $10 a month or whatever it is on the monthly payment, because
it's so worth it, because you never know. And I mean, I'm not going to say Washington has the worst drivers I've ever seen, because remember, we lived in Florida, that they're the worst down there. But there's some really bad drivers out here. And I'm telling you, they'll just merge right into your lane without looking. And it literally, like you said, in a split second before you can even compute what is happening, you're just.
Yeah, wow, game over. Yeah, Florida. I think the transplant cities. And like you said earlier, the snowbirds come down. We all know the snowbirds go to Florida. And when I lived in Charleston, we had technically 3 military bases. There was Army, Air Force, or not Army, Air Force, Navy, and a Coast Guard base down there. Plus, they had Boeing. So, I mean, I knew more people that were from New York, Ohio, PA, Indiana, that were actually from Charleston or South Carolina, because you have all these transplants, and a lot of the military folk, when they get done in the military, they go and work for Boeing. So it's just like, yeah, I'm not originally from here. I got stationed here and I decided to stay. But you throw in all those different, this is how we drive in New York. This is how we drive in Ohio. This is how nobody knows how to drive. And you throw them all into these places like Florida or touristy places, Vegas. I had a young lady on here a couple weeks back. She's in Vegas, and she was like, God, I can't drive here. Hey, location, they say.
Yeah, Ohio's got great drivers. They're just aggressive as hell. I mean, if you're not with it, they'll run you right over, dude.
On a daily basis, when I make my 45-minute drive from Columbus to Ohio, I wish I had the powers of telekinesis just so I could just
right over top.
push cars, just throw cars out of my way, toss them into a field somewhere. Like, because they do, man, they're so damn aggressive. And it's like, yeah, I'm in the left-hand lane. I realize that, but the speed limit's 65, and I'm doing.
You're going 100. You're going 100, man.
Yeah, like calm down, bro. We're all going to the same place. You're not going to get there any faster.
Seriously.
And it always cracks me up with the people that are in and out of traffic and almost running people off the road and everything else. Turn around and we get off at the same exit here in town, and I'm literally right behind them. I give a little clap. Good job, you won the race. I'm right here behind you.
Buddy.
Yeah. You almost got pit maneuvered because you cut me off, but just to get right here, and we're at the same damn traffic light. Thank God I have control of my anger these days.
Yeah, too real, right? Thank you.
Yeah, because 20 years ago, I might have gotten a few charges with these idiots on the road. So,
I whipped my jumper cables out at some lady once in Florida. I'm like, can't do that anymore. You're an adult, a respectable young lady.
Yeah. Sometimes the shit goes out the window and your gangster's got to come out.
Yeah, totally.
No, I told my fiance, I was like, as much as I want to, I don't carry my gun all the time, because I have a feeling that there would come a time where at a traffic light, I'm just going to pop a couple in the air behind the car just to get their attention. Hey, just so you know. Just so you know, is it worth it? But it's like, no, let's keep it calm, cool, collective. You got a family, you have bills, you have responsibilities.
You're responsible for. Yeah.
You're a grown up now.
Yep. Gotta act like you. Like, all right, fine. I'll behave, I guess.
Today.
Today, for right now.
Not today, Satan. Not today. It's tough sometimes, People do try your inner gangster on a daily basis anymore these
100%.
days.
And I got little people Napoleon syndrome. I'm like, I got something to prove to everybody. Stuff. The struggle is so real.
Yeah, I know. Once upon a time, when I was younger, my size alone got me out of a lot of things.
Sure.
Now nobody cares. And it's like you said, the Napoleon syndrome. The littlest people will get lippy with me, and it's just like,
you're like, who are you? Do you see this?
My leg is bigger than you. Like, what are you doing right now?
Lick you off the face of the earth, little peon.
Yeah. Goodbye. Be gone, peasant. Sometimes it's just adorable. Let's be honest.
You're just like, oh, look at you, buddy.
Hey, little buddy, which then just irritates him even more. Oh, little guy got mad. Oh, poor little guy.
Actually, it humbles me when people are like, okay, what are you going to do? I'll just sit on you. I'm like, yeah. You're right. I'm not going to do anything. Put me in my place, please.
What are you, about 5 foot tall, 5'1", 5'2"?
5'1" and 3/4. I'll take it. I'll take my 3/4.
3/4. Good.
Cowboy boots on. I would say 5'2". We'll go 5'2".
So that's why you always wear cowboy boots. They're more comfortable than
and
heels.
the hat makes me feel tall.
Yeah. I need the biggest hat you got, sir.
100%.
Some little Lord Farquaad energy over here.
I need the haircut. I should chop it short.
Yeah. Chop the little bobbin. One of my co-hosts, one of my best friends. We've been friends since we were 15. We tease him all the time because I think he's 5. I'll get yelled at for this. I think he's 5'3", 5'4", something like that. We always constantly tell him that he's 4'8". He's like, I'm 5'3" and a half. Oh, that half makes a huge difference, doesn't it, buddy? He is the king of Napoleon syndrome. Lord.
Yeah, some of us, we got it bad.
Yeah, well, it's like I'm not even that big. I don't think I'm that big. I'm only 6'2", and I'm a big guy in stature, weight wise, but I don't think I'm that big. Until I see pictures of me beside people, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, who invited the ogre?
You're like staring at the top of people's heads. You're like, geez, Louise.
Yeah, like 6'2", 6'3", something like that. Hey, but all my cousins and all my siblings and my parents, they're all smaller than me. Like I'm the one of these things don't go when you look at a family picture and like, who invited the Sasquatch to the party? But,
the Addams family.
Yeah, right. Full on fucking lurch.
Lurch over here.
Yeah, full on lurch over here. But I don't know. Maybe I'm now that I'm a little bit older and wiser, I just kind of calm, cool, collective. I mean, it takes a lot to really get under my skin, and I think that irritates people even more when I'm
it's
just
more
like,
satisfying, and seeing that satisfying when you're like, you can't bother me, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah, it doesn't faze me. I've seen things that you've only dreamed about or
seen in movies.
Yeah. I've seen and done things that you've only read about. I'm like, calm down. I was born in the 1900s. Calm down. As my kids remind me and make fun of me. Oh, Dad, you were born in the 1900s.
That's weird. That just sounds messed up. I hate that.
Like, it sounds worse than what it really is. And it's like, yeah, but, and you can't really argue with them because they're not wrong, but it's
they're
like,
not wrong.
I mean, yeah, it was like,
it was only like 30 years ago.
Yeah. Like in the 80s, bro, calm down. You missed two great eras, you shitheads. The 80s and 90s seriously. Were fantastic. And
now all these like what are they, Gen Z, trying to bring back like the 90s, 2000s look, and I'm like, stop. Don't do it. You're gonna look back at these photos and you're gonna cringe harder than we did.
Yeah, here, let me show you.
Well, you did it.
Let me show you high school pictures. Yeah, let me show you my high school pictures.
Oh, God. Things we wore were troublesome.
I been down that road recently. I was cleaning out the closet, and I come across an old photo album, and it had some of my senior pictures in it, and I was like, "There's a lot going on in '99, 2000, wasn't there, Glick?" Oh, got a lot going on with your wardrobe, buddy. Like, not that much has changed. I'm still, now I'm older. Now I'm more come home from work, throw my sweatpants and a t-shirt on and look like a straight bum. And if it's cool outside, if it's warm outside, I throw basketball shorts on. I do look like a bum 90% of the time.
You love bumming it. I love bumming it. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
then people don't bother you, especially on the street, especially in Seattle. I'm like, the more bumming I'm looking, the less I'm getting bothered.
It's like camouflage. It's like
Yelling to
camouflage for
myself
you.
if I have to keep them away.
That's your own little camouflage. You just like,
Yeah,
all right, I'm just
totally.
gonna blend in, look like the rest of the zombies.
Exactly.
Hey, you got to. I think my biggest thing is I've just reached an age where I don't really care to like. Yeah, I'll throw on a nicer shirt and a nice like dressing up to me is a clean pair of jeans and a shirt that doesn't have a swear word on it or something mildly offensive. Be like, hey, I'm dressed up. I got my good boots on today. I didn't wear my
boots on. My clean ones at least don't have dirt all over them.
Yeah, they're mildly clean. I mean, but and depending upon what my hair looks like, if I haven't gotten it cut for a while, then I'll usually throw a hat on. I'll try to find one of my cleaner hats, but I'm a hat guy, so all my hats have the stain, the sweat stain, and the bills dirty, and everything else. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm 43 years old.
Black everything. You can't see stains when everything's black.
Yeah, it's true. I do got to get a new black cowboy hat.
You do.
I got my white one. I got my I call it my Jason Aldean one. It looks like a straw hat. It looks like a Jason Aldean hat. We got a Budweiser one up there and a bedazzled shamrock one.
Ooh, bedazzled.
Don't ask me. It's the St. Patty's Day thing. And I was like, I gotta have that.
Do it for the novelty.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta have that. You're not even gonna wear it. Yes, I will. On St. Patrick's Day, and I've stayed true to that.
One time, and then wear it. Like you have something every year. It'll become a tradition. I
always got something green to wear. I do need to get a new black one though. Although I was looking at some gray ones not too long ago, and I have become a fan of the dark gray.
Yeah, it's a classy look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there lies the problem. I'm not a classy fella. So.
You can be whatever you want to be. That's the cool thing about 2024.
Yeah. Hey, this is true. Yeah, this is very true. I've been learning that. Apparently, you can be whatever you want. Literally, quite literally.
Be your own damn god. Do it, dude.
Yeah. Hey, I've made that claim on this here network that I'm a god. So
there you go. Perfect.
Again, I'm not far from creating my my own cult. Just need to
call me when it's ready.
There we go. I've got property and buildings.
And I will bring quotes or something useful.
Yeah. We're in the South. Where are you at, Calli?
I love it.
No, I did. I'm like, man, I'm never been a big fan of the gray cowboy hats, but after seeing some of these new ones, they're like a darkish kind of dirty gray. I'm like, I can get down with that.
It's a look. It's a whole look.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you have a good spot that you like to go out there to get your stuff? Is there a good store out there where you like to go?
Yeah, there's a couple. There is like down at Pike Market, there's like a little hat maker shop, and they carry all kinds of hat brands. They even do their own custom hats in there. They're super dope. There's a couple Western stores outside of town that are good too. But I think for the most part, I have to get most of my hats resized anyway, just because I have a tiny little head. So
I have the complete opposite problem. I have a big ass watermelon head. So
yeah, like I had to get this one resized. And I still think I could have gone a little smaller. Like she falls down and covers up my eyes a lot, but
well, that adds a level of mystique and mystery.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, especially with the type of music that you do, you don't know what you might be conjuring up some kind of you might be have your head down low and start conjuring up some kind of spell on or something while you're doing your 100%. Music.
I like to border that, like cowboy or witch. I can't tell.
Yeah.
Hey. Wicked Witch of the Wild West.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Right there. It's just I was gonna say, yeah, it goes right along with the type of music you do. I mean, you just you never know what you're gonna get, and especially if you end up down in New Orleans or down in Louisiana, down in the Voodoo Belt, so to say, you fit right in.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get down there. It is on my bucket list, and I've never been to Louisiana, and I want to visit New Orleans, and I want to go one time just so I can say that I've done it. I want to go to Mardi Gras.
Totally.
And I know it gets crazy, and I know my grandparents used to go every year, and it's like, how bad could it really be? My grandparents went. Now, of course, this was in the 90s, things have changed quite a bit, but I still want to, excuse me, I still want to have the experience just one time.
Yeah, I've never been, but I somehow just know that's where I'm going to end up. Like, I feel like it just is like, I'm going to go there and I'm going to be like, yep. And I mean, like, I love blues too. Like, a lot of like my inspiration comes from like old school blues and like, they have that, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Nashville. It's a very country music city. It's huge. It's so saturated, but I do feel like it's a little, I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Not whitewashed, but it's not like, I don't know. It's really like showy. It's like showy.
Yeah. I've heard.
Authentic. It's dirty. It's bluesy, and like all those blues cafes and like the little alleys. Like
I've heard people call Nashville Nash Vegas, and from some of the artists, because I've interviewed a lot of people out of Nashville, and they say, yeah, no, Boardwalk is what Boardwalk is at the end of the day. Those are the people that are happy and content performing at like Aldean's or what, at night in, night out. But to really find the actual artist, you have to get off of Broadway. And then you go to some of those, and you get that rawness, that raunchy, that like struggling artist that really wants to be an artist and write songs. And so, but yeah, definitely, New Orleans absolutely has that feel with the blues and jazz and everything else. That's the other reason I want to go down, and I want to go down non-Mardi Gras because I love blues music and I love jazz. I shock a lot of people. And I think a lot of my music tastes kind of shock people, but I love that sound, and I love that distinct sound that they have in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And some of the Creole, if you get up in the swamp country, some of the Creole music is very like very eerie, very kind of spooky, like, but it draws you in.
Love it.
So I think it's kind of more what it is like a music bucket list. Like there's certain places that I, want to go, certain parts of like Kentucky, because I love bluegrass music. And my ex-wife, her dad was actually a bluegrass musician, and most of their family. And they'd get together for deer season. They owned a couple hundred acres down in southern Ohio, and everybody would come up from Kentucky. They would get the guitars and the banjos and start doing some of the old. And I'm just like, I'm just going to sit here and drink moonshine and be in my happy place because you guys
That's the life, man. That's the life.
Yeah. We're at the cabin on the property, and everybody's there. We're drinking, we're eating, they're playing bluegrass. I'm like, I don't ever want to leave. Like,
can we do this forever?
Yeah. If this is heaven, I'm going to change my ways real quick and in a hurry, But yeah, I think a lot of places I want to go to are based off of the music and the scene and what they're known for musically. So, and granted, I've grown up here in Ohio. I've had all the Kentucky and bluegrass that one could want at the end of the day, because they're just a hop, skip, and a jump away. They would really do us a favor if they would just take the Cincinnati Bengals off of our hands. I'm just saying. Basically, Kentucky.
It practically is. It's such a fine look.
That's just me, the sports fan in me. I'm a big nerd when it comes to sports. So
I feel like I was raised that way, and then it just never stuck. When I went off to college, I was like, goodbye. I don't care about any of that.
You were probably force-fed the Buckeye Kool-Aid your whole life.
100%. And then when I went, I went to Kent State for like a year for school, and like the Cavs up there, huge. I was like up there when LeBron left the first time, and like people were setting couches on fire, throwing TVs out the window, and I'm like, over what? Over what? I mean, good God. But I mean, okay, if you're that excited about it, I'm not gonna stop you. But
yeah, I'm a huge Cleveland Cavaliers fan. Got nothing but love for LeBron James. Brought us a championship. I was not that butthurt when he went to Miami. I'm like, look, guys, I didn't like the way he did it, but I'm like, look, he's an athlete. He wants to win championships. He wants to get paid.
What he's gonna do? Yeah,
he's gonna get paid, and he's gonna go win championships in Miami. And he kept his promise. He came back to Cleveland, and he brought us a championship. So you know what? Get off the man's back. Leave him the hell alone.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Yeah,
leave him alone.
Like,
let him do what he wants.
Losing. Yeah, you're losing your damn mind. Guess what? We're gonna go back to
status. You can make whatever decision you want to make.
yeah, right. Why don't you go put in the work he's put in, and then you can judge him when you're out there doing what he does. Until then, says the guy who wished injury upon Deshaun Watson, but that's neither here nor there. I manifested the hell out of that too.
Yes. Manifested it. Hey, you got to do it.
Hey, he got hurt the day that I was hooting and hollering and screaming about it. He got hurt, and I was like, "Yeah, take that."
You were like, "See, look what I did."
Yeah. Now if I could just manifest a Super Bowl win for the Browns.
There you go. Oh God, are we ever gonna see the day? I don't know.
I joke all the time, and I know it's like an old joke. It's nothing new, but I say it all the time. When I die, I want 6 Cleveland Browns players to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one last time? Because that has been I've been a lifelong Browns fan, and every season I'm like, I'm done with this goddamn team.
But then you come back every year and you're like, my guys.
My guys, I love the Browns. It's like an abusive relationship, like 100%. The husband says that they tell me every season before the season starts, we're going to change. We promise everything will be fine. I'm better. I promise I won't do it again. And then 3 weeks into the season, I've been thrown down a flight of stairs, kicked in the stomach. I've been in the hospital 6 times. And I tell everybody, it's okay. They're changed. It's different this time. Mm-hmm. They'll be better. They promise. This is just like, this is my life as a football fan. Why do I do this to me? Why do I do this to myself?
Torture.
Yeah. They say that we are gluttons for punishment. Mm-hmm. Cleveland Browns fans. So what are you going to do at the end of the day? You love who you love. You can't help it that they're bad for you.
You really can't. You really can't.
At the end of the day. Oh, man. I am terrible at this. Is one thing that I am terrible about, and I always mean to ask. Where can everybody find you on the socials?
Oh, yeah.
And your music, and I know we talked about it. Maybe give a little rundown of when you guys got stuff coming out, what you got coming up. Anything. Guitar player with one wing, excuse me, right now. So you guys are kind of in limbo. But
if you go to our Instagram, Calli.and.the.boot rally. I know, it's kind of a mouthful. It's kind of a handful. It's not the most ideal, but we love it. We're sticking to it. We do have our link tree linked to our Instagram fan page. From there, you can find our website. We'll list tour dates when we have those ready. We're definitely expecting a full album drop in March, probably first week or two in March. And that'll be on all streaming platforms through our distribution company. So find us on Spotify. We're going to be releasing the next song. I guess I can tell you the title. I see why not. It's called Wes. Yeah, so you'll be able to find Wes on YouTube just before Thanksgiving. I'll be pumping out a bunch of promo content for that before we release it. So definitely keep your eye out. But yeah, pretty much anywhere you can stream music, you will be able to come March.
Nice. If I can get this stuff. Oh, hey, it worked. Yay. There we go. There we go. Calli, all that. It is a bit of a mouthful. Says the guy who. I totally get it. Instagram does that. We're the _nonsensical_ network. So so hey, you got to go with what works for you at the end of the day. That's what I wanted to. How are you, and how do you feel about social media? Are you good with it? Or are you just like, ugh, I gotta do this?
I feel like I was born in the wrong era. This whole like you have to crank out content to be found nowadays is a little unnerving. I literally cannot make cringy content. Like I can't do it. It has to be organic. Otherwise, there's just no point. I want to stay authentic to myself, authentic to the music. And if anything feels forced, I've learned in my life, if something feels forced, it's probably not meant for you. But of course, there's a lot of push from like my producer, for the distribution company to like crank content, just keep cranking content. So I'm trying to get better about it. For being somebody's event coordinator, I'm just not the most tech savvy. I'm really, truly not. But you'll see some more content coming out here and there. I like it to be lighthearted. I don't want anything too serious because our music is not that serious. It's about having fun and kicking ass and taking names, and we kind of want to stick to that vibe.
All 5'1 3/4" coming in, kicking the door in like a
Spitfire.
Yeah, little Spitfire, like Doc Holliday kicking in the saloon doors.
Exactly. Damn right. You're damn right.
No, I feel you. Unfortunately, yeah, when you are in the entertainment world, the social media is that necessary evil. I hate it. I usually try to get content from the live shows. That way it makes my life easier. However, scrolling through hours of live shows and finding that right moment and that right clip and whatnot can be kind of a pain in the ass. So what you're saying is that we more than likely won't be seeing any TikTok dancey trends out of you or anytime soon.
These boots were not made for dancing. I do no dancing.
Oh, come on.
I wish I could keep up with Dasha and the whole, line dancing trend, but I just don't know if I got that in me. Definitely expect to see some spookier content. Like, we are a country band, but we do have some spooky stuff up our sleeve that we can't wait to share with you.
Okay, I'm all right. You had me at spooky.
Yeah.
You had me at spooky.
Cryptids. You said cryptids, half man, half creatures. Get ready. We got a whole song about it.
Nice. That's my world, man. The paranormal, cryptids, urban legends, true crime. Do love me some true crime and serial killer stuff. So I'm right there with you. So you got me locked in. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yes, I'm excited. We're excited.
So you said you don't dance. What is your stage presence like? Or do you have a stage presence yet? Are you still developing?
I would say I'm kind of an instigator. I'm like, all right, shots, let's go. Who's gonna cheers me? I'm a total instigator. I'm trying to get people lit, But yeah, I make some jokes. I got like some kind of dry humor, so I feel like it does tend to go over a lot of people's heads. But I mean, the more awkward, the better for me in reality.
My mic was muted, but
hi Calli.
Hello, how are you?
Excuse me.
My oldest daughter and my adopted daughter.
Anyways, what do you want from McDonald's?
Oh, surprise me. You know what I like.
Probably my show. Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody got paid.
Love you.
Love you. Somebody just got their paycheck. I should have known it's Tuesday.
It surprised me. I love that.
Yeah. Well, a few months back, my oldest daughter, she just graduated high school and everything like that. The joys of being out of high school and not really knowing what you're going to do with your life, whatever. One of her friends kind of has a shitty home environment and came over here, and my fiance was like, so Marty's going to stay with us for a while. I'm like, oh, this is Glick's wayward home for children, or what's going on here? But every Tuesday, or when she gets paid, 10 o'clock at night, they go to McDonald's and get ice cream.
Oh, we love that. That's sweet.
It's become their routine. So they come barging in, and I'm like, oh, somebody got paid. I know what's going on. Got your paycheck. What do you want? You already know. You don't have to ask. They just want to come and poke their heads in. Who's dad interviewing tonight?
Oh, I love that. You ever have them on the podcast?
What's that?
You ever have them on the podcast?
Yeah. My oldest daughter, she pops in from time to time and says hi, and Marty pops in and out. But my son and I, we actually do a show together. We're both big wrestling fans. Well, I've been a wrestling fan like my whole life.
Like WWE, AEW, what do you think?
Yeah, WWE. I do like some AEW. I liked it in the beginning. Now it's like, well, but I've always been a big WWE guy. I mean, I grew up in the greatest era of wrestling. That Attitude Era was Stone Cold and The Rock. I got my Smoking Skull replica belt hanging on the wall. It's a full size replica belt with the snakeskin on the back. And in the last year or two, he's really dove head first, and he's all about wrestling. So we were sitting here one day talking wrestling, and there was another podcast that actually used to be here on the network. They abruptly left, but they kind of let him down because they brought us up for one of their shows, and they were doing pay-per-view picks. I think it was WrestleMania. And Cash, he got to come on and do picks, and they're like, oh, this was awesome. We can't wait to do it again. And then they just kind of blew us off. He was a little bummed out. I said, dude, why don't you and I just do a show? We could do a wrestling show. I got a network. We'll just plug it in. And we started doing that about, I don't know, 2 months, maybe 3 months ago, but I love doing it. And he gets a kick out of it, and it gives us, something that we already are talking about as it is, because we were watching wrestling together. We're talking wrestling. So it's just like, now we've got our own show.
Yeah, brother.
We do it for about an hour. We talk a little wrestling, make our pay-per-view picks, and, talk a little shit back and forth. But yeah, it's cool because my middle daughter, I don't know. I think she's gonna be a serial killer. I'll be perfectly honest with you. She very rarely leaves the bat cave from the AKA their room. So when she does, she's usually mad at the world. But every once in a while, she'll pop in when I'm doing the show and be like, "Hi," and then turn around and leave. So my kids live with me, so there's no surprise as to what they'll hear or anything like that from one of the shows, because I am me 100% of the time. What you see on the,
take it or leave it.
Yeah, what you see on the podcast or on the shows is exactly what you're going to get in real life, and that's the only way I know.
We need more of that, though. We need more of that.
Yeah, I don't fake anything. I don't sugarcoat anything. I kind of say what I say, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. You can scroll. You don't have to listen to me.
You don't have to like it.
Yeah. Although I will say this show has definitely been out of my comfort zone. Just randomly messaging people like, "Hey, I know you don't know me, but gonna come on my podcast." I promise I'm not.
Love it. I was so stoked when you reached out. I was like, "Fuck yeah, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be so fun." When I reach out to somebody and they have that enthusiasm, that makes me so much more excited to do the show. Like I've been excited to do since we locked in the date. I was like, "This, I cannot wait. This is going to be." And there's been a lot of the shows where it's like, "This is going to be fun." Some of it's like,
I don't know how it's going to go because you try to get a read on somebody just by, a few messages back and forth. And they're like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. And then you get them on the show and it's like, oh, it's a totally different personality. Okay, cool. Let's go.
It was a surprise.
Yeah. A nice surprise here at the end of the day. But no, I was definitely I was excited for this because I could tell it was like, oh God, she's pumped, she's ready, she's gonna be another fun interview. I mean, like I said, the girls out in LA, I had so much fun hanging out with them. There's been a few of the guys. I interviewed a guy out of Florida, he's a rapper, and the show went way left to center, and we're hanging out. Probably got canceled 7 times in that show. But it just happened. I was like, fuck it. This is what we're doing. Let's go. Let's run it. 3 hours later. I'm like,
scroll.
Yeah. Just keep on scrolling. But I tend to have a lot of fun on here. And it's cool for me because, like I said, I do try to keep in touch. You guys got a ton of stuff coming out here very soon and in the future. Do not be shy. Don't be a stranger. Message me anytime. Yeah, feel free to, because that leads me into this question, and I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to it. But I always ask, and I always do it on air because then I have the permission. So when you become big and famous and YouTube comes and yells at me, I can go, YouTube, is it okay if we continue to use your music and play your music throughout the network?
Hell yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Suck it, YouTube. Yeah. Suck it, YouTube.
Suck it, YouTube. Get out of here. Shoo. Bye-bye.
Yeah. You take that with your copyright infringement bullshit.
Mm-hmm. They're all I'm telling you.
Oh, dude, I have, before I started doing the interviews, I found a loophole to get around the copyrights. And it's basically just finding the cover version of a song. And as I learned from a buddy of mine who's a songwriter, producer, and he does it all. He was like, you're not going to get copywritten on a cover because even though it's already a song that's popular and done, it's essentially a totally different song because it's covered. It's different instruments. It's different arrangement. It's different. I'm like, hell yeah, there's my loophole. Now I've got quite this collection of artists that I've interviewed, and I always ask permission, to play their music moving forward. And as long as they say yeah, which nobody said no yet, I'll say that, then we just throw it into the rotation. So, and along with that, also we'll be working on it's new to me, so I'm figuring it out. Working on a Spotify playlist. So,
cool.
And that's dedicated to all my guests. So, anybody who's been on here, their music will go onto that list. Once I get it to where I'm happy with it, I'll put it out on social media and whatnot. Again, I'm learning how to do all this. And then I'll continue to grow it as I interview, as you guys put out new music. I'll continue to add to it and put it up on our socials and push it. And I'll probably wind up pinning it at the end of the day, so it's easier to find. But another way to share your guys' music and stuff like that. But yeah, like don't be a stranger. Don't be worried about spamming the hell out of me. I want to know. Like I want to know as a fan. Like, give me. Let me know when stuff's coming out. We'll
might even give you like a sneak peek link before Wes comes out.
Okay. All right. I'm good at keeping secrets.
There you go. We look at good secrets. Yeah. We keep it around here.
Yeah. Right. I've gotten a few exclusives on the show. Little first here. Again, Southern Outlaws, very good friends of ours. They were on the show, and they did a Christmas album. And the first 3 tracks, Arliss, the lead singer, he messaged me, said, "What's your email? I got to send you something." And he sent me the first 3 tracks. He's like, "Nobody else has heard these yet." And I was like, "Nobody's going to hear them until you say it's okay." So it's all original Christmas music. So and they're like a Southern rock band. They're like an old school Southern rock band. So and I think the album just came out, or it's getting ready to come out. But the songs he sent me are amazing. I'm like, hell yeah.
Is it Southern Outlaws?
Yeah. Yeah, the Southern Outlaws band.
We'll have to check them out. Yeah.
They're good. Yeah, if you're into Southern rock, they're right up there with Skinner and 38 Special and Molly
Sick.
Hatchet
Yeah, okay.
and all them guys. They've been around for a hot minute. So they're a good group of guys too. Arliss is one of those guys where if you befriend him, you can ask him for help on anything. Usually, I know he's busy tonight. He's on another podcast tonight. But usually when I'm doing these shows, he's in the chat and he's offering advice and telling hey, hit me up on social media. Whatever you need, I got you. He's just one of those guys. And he doesn't expect anything out of it in return. He just does it just to help people in their music careers and see people succeed and stuff like that. So real genuine guy. And like you said, there's not many people like that left in the world, especially in the music industry. But I'm gonna let you get out of here.
Ready.
I do want to thank you again. Like I said, don't be a stranger. Anything you need. You are awesome. This is this was a lot of fun. I would tell you, like I tell other people, there's an open door policy for you. If you ever see us live or something like that, or if you want to come up to promote some stuff, send me a message and we'll schedule it, and we'll get you up here on a Tuesday night and promote new albums, singles, whatever you want to talk about. Let me know and we'll get you up on here or on any of the shows for that matter. So we like to hang out and have a good time here on the network. But I do want to thank you.
This was a blast. Thank you, Glick, for having me. Seriously, the opportunity. This is amazing. What you do for artists is such a cool thing.
I just want to give back for something that I love, and that's music. And it's really cool because there's a lot of new artists that are coming out that are local or underground or whatever. But you guys are doing what I grew up listening to. You're writing your music. You're telling stories. You're having fun. Like I said, you ever get out this way for a show, or if you're just out this way, period, to visit, let me know. And maybe we can get a drink or something and hang out in person.
Have a little boot rally action.
Yeah, hey, I'm down. This old dog still got some tricks up his sleeve now. I still got a few good ones in me.
There you
go. But no, seriously, I do appreciate it. As much as it means to you, it means just as much. To me, I'm up and coming in this podcasting world, so it's truly an honor that I get to sit down and hang out, especially with cool people like you. I had a blast talking to you and chatting with you, and that's why you're welcome back anytime. And please spam away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Please spam away anything you got.
I'm going to share it to some of my friends too. I might have some people that I know in the area that are also doing the similar. Yeah. Hit you up and reach out to you too.
Absolutely. Any artist friends that you have, absolutely. Arliss I'm actually doing 2 shows this week. Typically I only do 1, but Arliss sent me a few artists, and one of them, he's like, "Oh, I'm really only available on Thursdays." I was like, "We'll make it happen." So I'm doing the show tonight. I'm doing the show again Thursday to work with his schedule. But yeah, absolutely. Don't send them my way and tell them to reach out to me. And we'll figure something out. I usually try to plan about 2 months in advance. That way I'm good to go, and I can be lazy for a little bit because again, I hate social media. But before you get out of here, and I'll let you drop down, and then I'll do my spiel to close the show out. And I'm going to play your song again too before I close the show out. I always ask, thank you. That was fast. Any quotes or words of inspirations, maybe like a quote that's stuck with you, somebody told you one time that you want to share with anybody, just like a little final thought before you get out of here.
You know what? Maybe this is appropriate for election night. There's a little band actually from Nashville. I love them very much. They're called All Them Witches. And they have a line in their song that has always stuck with me. And it is that everyone deserves a crown of light. And I love that quote. And just remember that everyone you meet and everyone you see on this planet, they have something worthy of light. So don't write them off too quick. Give them a chance. Yeah.
Amen
I would
to
say
that.
that's, yeah.
Oh yeah. What's the name of that band?
All Them Witches. They're
I'm gonna write
awesome.
them down here and check them out.
Yeah, please do. Every single one of their albums is its own little journey, but I've grown to really love and look up to that band. They're awesome.
Nice. Let's check them out. Again, I'm old school. I got my little notebook right here, and every time I need to make notes, I make notes. It really does look like the scribblings and ramblings of a madman. I swear, I'm gonna have to burn this before I die because not that there's anything incriminating in it. It's just people are gonna look at it and go, "What the hell was
Just to lock
wrong
this
with
one
this
up.
guy?" I gotta make that one. You have that one person that you call when you're on your deathbed. Hey, you know what you got to do.
Burn it all.
Burn it all.
Fire time.
Yes, exactly. Well, again, I appreciate you. Don't be a stranger, anything at all, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Look forward to all the new music and the album. Best of luck to you guys. You know, hopefully one day I'll be scrolling through Instagrams or the Facebook or something and see you guys are going to be playing a big music festival or something like that. And I'll have to make a road trip.
There you go.
I knew her way back when. Get that Sasquatch up here.
Get him up here. Put him on the guest list.
Yeah. There it is. Appreciate you, Wally. There's my guy. He's got me. But no, have a great night.
Thank you.
Keep me up to date on everything coming on. I'll let you drop down. I'll do my spiel and play your music and get the hell out of here. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Huge shout out to Calli. Guys, it's right there on the bottom of the screen. Calli and The Boot and Rally. Go give them a follow. Show them some love. Obviously, you guys seen there tonight. She is awesome. We had a lot of fun. Appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all hanging out. If you're not already, make sure you give us a follow as well, the Nonsensical Network. We are everywhere. Just simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All them links are there, including a link to the merch. Yes, I'm one of those guys. I have merch. Just if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, don't. I mean, it is what it is. We'd appreciate it if you did. And if you do and you want to send a little pic our way, we'll throw it up on the socials and tag you in it. And our little way of saying thank you for this is so weird to me. The guys say spread us on you. I don't know, it's weird. But nonetheless, we will be back tomorrow night for a brand new episode of What the Fuck News. Jeff and I will be back. Newly branded host Jeff. I'm going to be a passenger princess on Wednesday nights. So we'll see how that goes. Jeff will be steering the ship. Don't forget this Thursday, Cash and I will be back with Cash's Corner. We're going to be recapping WWE's Crown Jewel with our picks and all that stuff. Friday, Blaze and Jeff are back with Nonsense and Chill. They're going to be watching what the hell are they watching this week? The Great, I don't know, John Candy, Great Outdoors. I think that's what it's called. As we learned Saturday, I'm not the biggest John Candy fan. Don't disrespect the man for his career. I'm just not the biggest fan. But nonetheless. And then Saturday, we're back with Nonsensical Nonsense. The unhinged, unapologetic, the inmates take over the asylum. We call it the Open Door Challenge. We drop the link in the chat. And if you guys want to come up and hang out, click that link and come on board and hang out. We get a little loose. We get a little crazy. We're there for 6 hours. So we got a lot of time to kill. And we're having fun the whole time. Sunday at noon, Unnecessary Roughness, your NFL kickoff. We're doing our little shill, making our picks, making our predictions, talking a little shit when it comes to NFL. And then I don't know if Jeff's Garage is back, but Jeff's Garage is on Sundays as well. Basically, if it fits in the garage, they're going to talk about it. And then we roll into Monday. Oh, actually, I'll get to that in a second. Monday is Men Caring for Men. Again, brand new Christian host. Connor will be taking over the reins of that show. I have stepped down as of yesterday. I will no longer be on Men Caring for Men. That is Connor's baby. That is Connor's project. So I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm grateful that I was able to create and start a show for men's mental health and be able to be a part of that for the last several months. And I'm even happier that I'm handing it off to Connor. Also Thursday, right after Cash's Corner, I will be hanging out. It's a special episode of Glick's House of Music with Roland Jewett, singer, actor, director, writer, producer. Guy does it all. He's a jack of all trades. He's been in a buttload of movies and whatnot. So I'm definitely looking forward to hanging out with Roland. Shout out to Arliss for hooking that up and making that happen, of the Southern Outlaws Band. And also, speaking of the Southern Outlaws Band, huge shout out to those guys. I think I said it earlier. I can't remember if I did. The Southern Outlaws Band are nominated in 6 different categories for the International Red Carpet. I believe that's what it is. It's a music awards. Best Southern rock band, songwriters of the year, song of the year. There's a bunch. They're nominated in 6 different categories. Shout out to those guys. Awesome achievement, and congratulations to all y'all there. With that being said, I'm going to play Spitfire here again, and then I am going to get the flock out of here.
Pour me a double, 'cause I'm asking for trouble. Don't you know it? 'Cause I'm a 5-foot spirit, got short fuse, hard wire, don't blow it. Swap for the money, baby, 2 for the show. 3 shots, I'm ready, yeah, I'm ready to go when I said. Boot and rally, baby. Boot and rally, baby. Boot and rally all night long. Night was a warning. Should have seen it coming from the start. But that little liver could hold its own. But not quite like that hard, yeah, yeah. I take wide strides for my size, you know I won't dispute it. And if it's something I ain't seen before, I shoot it. And if there's mezcal in her glass, I'll shoot it too. And sure, if there is something I ain't done before, don't do it. 'Cause it'll probably be the ruin of you.
My bad, Wally. I forgot about the other show on Monday. Damn it. We have a brand new show on Monday. Sorry, Chris. Speedway stories and cold-blooded conversations. Everything and anything to do about motorsports and reptiles. Holy crap, I totally forgot about that. My bad, bro. Again, huge shout out And big thanks to Calli from Calli and The Boot and Rally. Y'all, make sure you go check them out. Go show them some love. Lots of stuff coming up. Definitely appreciate her stopping by. She was an absolute blast. She is a ball of energy, that in a good way. Definitely, hopefully one day get to see her on stage and maybe get to hang out with them and get to meet them in person. But with that being said, ain't nothing left for me to do except for hit the button. And as always, be good. Well, be good at it, baby. We'll see you when we see you.